Aloha, it's Jessica Baker with Hawaii Life Real Estate Brokers here for your Maui market update on April 13th, 2020. Over the course of the last week, I've been talking with a lot of my mortgage lender contacts here on the island, got some updates from escrow officers, and so this week I wanted to give you guys an update on tips and things that I've heard from different people in the financial industry at this time. So first of all, one of the biggest questions that everybody wants to know is what's happening with interest rates. What are they doing? Where are they going? Is now still a good time to refinance? Is it a good time to buy a property? Can I even get a loan? Well, according to a couple of different mortgage lenders that I've spoken with, mortgage rates right now are very volatile. They're fluctuating almost daily sometimes. So it really depends on creating a strong relationship with your mortgage lender, maybe putting an alert on when interest rates drop to a certain point, that's when you move forward with locking in your refi or going forward with a purchase of a property. I know just today Freddie Mac put out an article with some predictions of what interest rates are going to do through the rest of 2020 and possibly in 2021, but again, those are just predictions. If you would have asked us if we would all be locked down in quarantine in April 2020, if you would have asked us that 6 months ago, nobody would know. So the same thing is with interest rates. It's important to keep an eye on the news, what's happening in the big picture financially, but at the same time, you can't really rely on that. So my recommendation when it comes to interest rates is just starting with local and then going forward from there with the relationship. Along those lines, another type of loan product, we see a lot of these here in Maui County. They're called jumbo loans. Those are anything above the conforming loan limits for conventional loans that are set by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Those vary according to area. We're a very expensive area here in Maui County, so our conforming limit is over $765,000. So if you're looking to obtain financing over that dollar amount, a jumbo loan, that has gotten a lot more difficult. Our jumbo loan market is dying. So you're going to have to get creative. And again, it just starts with working with your lender. Another important thing too, if you do buy a property right now, if you're in the process of it and unfortunately have lost your job, mortgage lenders are verifying your employment right now the day before they fund the loan. So even if everything has been going forward really smoothly so far, and then you got furloughed and lost your job, your lender will be verifying that employment again. So something could fall apart at the 11th hour, which is just a really sad state of affairs right now based on everything going on in the world. Another tip that I highly recommend if you are in the process of communicating with your mortgage company because you're hoping to do a forbearance or a deferral of your mortgage payments, that's something that I definitely recommend doing right now if you're hitting a rougher financial patch like most people in the country are. But if you're in the process of communicating with your company and they're offering you different options, really make sure you read the fine print, because something that can happen if they give you a forbearance, say you don't have to pay your mortgage for the next 3 months, they could require you to do a balloon payment at the end of that 3-month period, or likewise if you're doing a deferral of payments. So just make sure that you're reading the fine print and that you don't get hit with a big balloon at any point. Okay, my last tip, this doesn't have to do with loans at all, but it has to do with taxes. So if you're doing a 1031 tax deferred exchange, if you don't know what that is, send me a message and I can send you a link to my previous video on what a 1031 exchange is. But if you're doing one of those right now and you've already relinquished your first property and either your 45-day or 180-day deadline falls within a period from April 1st to July 15th, that deadline is automatically extended out until July 15th. So again, talk with your exchange company to confirm this, but that's also a really good tip right now that you have a little bit more time cushion instead of those hard deadlines. So that's it for now. Tons of information I just threw at you here, but it's useful for sure. And like I mentioned in last week's video, we definitely still have a real estate market here, albeit a slow one. So there's still some good buys coming on the market. Now here is this week's best buy. This week's best buy is an adorable remodeled cottage up in Kula that has terrific ocean and mountain views. It sits on 1.3 acres of usable land, and the cottage itself is about 1,000 square feet. Has 2 bedrooms and 2 baths, a lot of awesome new finishes, brand new kitchen, bathrooms, flooring, etc. One of my favorite features is that there's also a couple different storage rooms attached to the property, one of which would make a terrific workout room or home office. So they just did a $75,000 price reduction down to $774,000. It's definitely this week's best buy. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today, Jessica Baker with Hawaii Life, for another Maui market update. For additional information, give me a call at 808-250-0840. I look forward to hearing from you and seeing everyone soon. Stay safe, stay healthy, and aloha for now.